Hey everyone, Katie Bassey, your trusted realtor here. I just wanted to say hello. It's that time again for our videos. So you all know my story, but I feel like for the newcomers, I want to share my debut into the real estate industry was because I had a bad lender experience. And so my hub, my dream, my goal has always been to empower both buyers and sellers, just people in general, about the real estate industry, usually through education. I come from a 24-year history as a tutor, and so that's the value that I bring, in addition to many other skills that I've developed through the years in my 9-year stint with the real estate industry. Awesome. Love the ride. So I wanted to give this as a tribute to my sellers. I wanted to address 3 different tips that I feel would empower sellers, not just in today's market. I always like to keep things current. These are certainly conversations that I've developed from recent transactions / contacts. And so I just want to make sure that you guys know 3 tips. So whenever it comes to real estate, one of my golden rules is don't overprice your property. So I study the markets intently, and my hub is Kern County. However, I do have a CRMLS membership. So I do study Santa Clarita Valley all through LA. And beyond. CRMLS actually covers 22 cities. It's very large. It's the largest in California MLS service. So that being said, I definitely have taken note of a couple tips in Bakersfield, because I study the market intently for all areas that I mentioned. I can tell you that the average sold price is about $410,000, and that was as of yesterday. So all of this is current information, and about 27 days on market here from start of escrow to close, and 2.81 months of inventory. So we're definitely in a seller's market. That being said, so in the Santa Clarita, Valencia, Saugus, Castaic, Newhall areas, Stevenson Ranch, all of that rolled into one. I have data that I know as of last evening, there were 142 active listings, I believe 19 pending. And with that being said, so month total, there have been about 1,500 or so closings. And the average list price, the original list price, the average for that is in the 400s. What's very interesting to me is that the average list price dropped to about 397 and some change. So about a $20,000 drop or so, give or take, plus or minus. And it just actually leads me into my very first tip. 1, don't overprice. The danger that a lot of sellers run into is if a house is listed on the market for a significant period of time. What is a significant period of time? So if in greater than a week you don't start getting offers, there's something wrong with the pricing. I've done this day in, day out for enough years to know that you just want to come in strong with your market value, with your actual price. The worst thing you can do to a listing is let it sit on the market, and that all counts towards our DOMs, our days on market. So that's the reason why I highlighted those stats, so you could see that there is a trend for some sellers. Everybody wants more money. Let's be honest. If you've invested in your home, and even if you haven't, you want to make sure that you get the most bang for your buck. Your home is an investment. It is actually the most prized possession you can own. And it's one of the very few that appreciate in value over the years. Give or take market conditions that can change or fluctuating economy conditions, but for the most part, it appreciates. So that being said, obviously, every seller wants to make the most for it. The problem is coming out too heavy on the price can be damaging. So I want to encourage my sellers, don't overprice. The second tip that I would like to offer is don't skimp on the photography. So we live in a very visual and digital age, and a lot of sellers, believe it or not, buyers included, especially buyers, look at other listings and it's all over the internet. It's all digital. So at the end of the day, you're competing against even people down your street who are listing their homes, if applicable. And you want to make sure that someone in Timbuktu or someone down the street from you or someone in a different state here in the US can see your property and make a genuine offer based on the right condition of the home. But as well as that happening, you want to make sure that you feature brilliant parts of your home. Everyone's home is unique. There are so many wonderful assets to a home, and you want to make sure that you have the right photography to accentuate that. A professional photographer is an investment. That is what the world will see about your home. So don't skimp on that. The third tip I would like to give is about staging. So you might ask, what is staging? Staging is different from interior design, and I'm going to talk about both. So staging is you rearranging the furniture in the home to appeal to a mass audience. It might involve ornaments being brought in to accentuate the space, pop of color. The idea is you want to appeal to the masses as much as possible so that people can actually visualize themselves living in your home. And that's the key, because once they can picture themselves there, that's when the offers come through. So there's a difference between that and interior design. Interior design is customized to you. Interior design is you making sure your style, your choices, your flair is embedded in the home, in the furniture pieces, in the curtains, in the tapestry, in the appliances, even in things that you live in or use. You want to make sure that your style is incorporated. That is interior design. Now, I happen to be certified by CAR, the California Association of Realtors, for both staging and design. And so I'm well equipped to handle that, and I currently have that for one of my sellers as part of the package. And the idea is you just want to make sure that, and it's for staging, that you are appealing to as many people as possible. With that, there are different steps. Some people may not need as much staging as others. Some people may only need decluttering and organizing. Some people may need full broad spectrum furniture overhauls. And I can handle that. So the idea is I want to make sure people understand that staging is vitally important. So I know it's redundant, but I'm stressing it for a reason. And upselling the value of your home. 81% of buyers, and this is a real statistic, literally visualize the space that they walk into when it's an open house of some sort, virtual or physical, by the furniture pieces and the flair, the atmosphere of the room that they walk into, simply based on what they see. So you're basically appealing to their eyes from the get. That's what staging does. So I am your trusted realtor. I want to make sure that you are in the know. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me. Please hit subscribe. I would love to get your input, your feedback. If this is helpful for you, if it's not, please let me know. And if you want to hear more content, let me know what your suggestions are, and I'd be happy to incorporate that as well. And I hope that you have a great, blessed day, and look forward to meeting again with you. Make it a good one.